So my name is Hussein Juma from the University of Dar es Salaam. And today I will share with you my experience on scientific poster preparation and presentation. So to begin with, this session will have four mileage. I'll start with the background on scientific poster preparation, and then I'll give some tips and tricks on poster preparation, and then I'll share my personal experience. And finally, we'll have this session of Eposter that I'd like all of us to brainstorm and share our experience based on Eposter, since this is a new trend right now, since we are having online conferences and online posters. So I'd like each of one of us to share their experiences. So a scientific poster, it promotes a personal contact and productive exchange of ideas between a presenter and the audience. As scientists, we are doing different kind of works, and at some point we want to share our results or our work with the community. So through a scientific poster, we can share our results, our findings with other people, and get their comments, their experience, and their opinion based on the work that we have presented. But why is it important? So the main objective of poster is to outline a piece of work in form that it can be easily assimilated and stimulate interest and discussion. However, sometimes in the so-called traditional poster, where we meet directly with people, you may stand in front of your poster for a few minutes, even half an hour, and people are just passing by without coming to your poster and asking you anything. But that shouldn't disappoint you, because a well-prepared poster will at least give a useful information and food of thoughts, regardless whether people are coming to interact with you, but at some point they will get the information, and probably even later, some people will contact you. It has happened to me. At some point in conferences, people didn't come to ask a lot of questions, but later I received some emails from colleagues who will later collaborate in some scientific work. So that's also possible. But also, a well-arranged poster should have a right incorporation of text, color, and figure. And if you have those incorporated in your poster, you may be surprised the amount of attention that you'll get. But also another important thing, a poster that you have presented on the conference, you can display it at your department after the conference, and it can stay there for a long time, and it can showcase your work, and other people can learn from you. Back in the days, poster making was a hard work. It involved a real cut and paste by using scissors and glue. The picture in my right-hand side, it shows an example of how poster preparation used to be back in the days. This was really hardworking. You have to cut and glue each and every piece of information that you have. But nowadays, things have changed a little bit. Things have improved. Where normally cut and paste is not like in a real sense, but we're using computer to cut and paste. There are a lot of programs, tools that make this work very easy for us. But unfortunately, we are facing one challenge. There is no shortcut for thinking. We have to do the thinking part ourselves. There's no shortcut for that. So to prepare a good poster, it involves thinking, planning, and strategizing. So some of the tips that I'll give or I'll share today, it include the first step on poster preparation, which is planning. plotting, and strategizing. Nothing can replace the old way of drawing on a piece of paper. When you want to prepare your poster, it's good to have a piece of paper and pencil and rubber and start drawing. Lay down a dummy layout on the piece of paper, draw, draft, cut, so that until you become satisfied with how you want your poster to be presented. And then you can transfer that idea to the computer. So also a poster should be able to stand on its own. It's very important that your poster to have a summary with illustrative material arranged in a right way. It is also important to select good figures to illustrate a poster. Sometimes it can transform what would otherwise be a confusing mass of complex data into an eloquent and convincing story. As they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You should also ensure that your poster, it can have a narrative and captivating research story. Your poster also, it should contain a detailed information. Even if you are not there to explain everything, a person who comes to your poster can understand, can read, and get the information that you want to share. But another important thing to take under consideration when you prepare your poster, you can write in a popular way, because not everyone who comes to your poster is an expert in your field area. So it is very important to avoid using some jargon words that you use in your expertise or in the field of your expertise. Try to use the common language that anyone and everyone can understand. Some of people who come to your poster could be politicians, could be policymakers, or it could be an investors who doesn't understand your technical terms. So it's very important to avoid using a lot of technical terms which will confuse the reader. Also, it's important to use some arrows or numbering. For example, in the right hand side, I have this picture. I like the way they present their data. So you put some arrows to show the direction from where a reader can start to read, and show the importance of your work. You can put in the center. If your work is about a new method that you have discovered, put that in the center to highlight it. Or if it's about the results, then put your result on the center so that the reader can focus on that. But also it's important to put headings and proper font size so that it can be read clearly. But another important tip is the poster should act as an attraction to capture the interest of the reader or delegates. So poster presentation or preparation, it involves an art as well. Try to select the best figures that you have, because picture can speak 1,000 words. For example, in my right-hand side, there is this figure which explains about the bee. But if you look onto this poster, there's some creativity, like a hexagonal shape of the beehives, where they put some introduction, the results, and the procedure. They put each procedure in each hexagonal shape of the beehives, with some creativity. So you can think based on what you're doing to put some creativity and art in your poster so that to attract the people who are coming to your poster. It is also very important to select or to choose the best color. You should select the color that is not too shiny. Avoid using bright color or grayish color. Choose the background and foreground that have good combination to each other. For example, a black and blue background with a white foreground so that it can be read and seen clearly. It is also important to select the good font size so that it shouldn't force the person who comes to your poster to lean so close so that they can see what you have written. It's important when someone stands at least a meter in front of your poster can read clearly. So it's better to select or choose the good font size for your poster. So poster preparation, it involves an art, selection of the color, selection of the good picture, but one very important information is the good science behind your poster. So it's very important to put the correct information. Everything on the poster should help to convey the message. The text must conform to the norms of sound scientific reporting, clarity, precision of expression, and economy of the words. Remember, a poster, it's not like a printed manuscript or a paper that you have to put all information. You should select the important information that you can share so that your poster will have a little or small amount of words that can send a clear information. And it should be arranged in such a way that it's clear and has a good flow so that the reader can understand. So it's come the point when you want to decide what kind of content should go into your poster. So one needs to consider the following questions. For example, what are you trying to achieve by presenting the poster? Is it to tell what you have done? Is it about a new discovery? Or it's about a future perspective based on the work that you are doing right now? So all these questions one need to think so that can know what kind of information you need to put in your poster. Is it to convince the delegates that your method that you have come up with is better than the previous method? You need to take under consideration the audience. What kind of audience will be on that conference? Is it a general conference that different people from different field will come? Or is it a conference for specific experts? By knowing those information, it will help you to select the right kind of words that you will include into your poster. You also need to take under consideration a level of their knowledge of their audience that will be participating in that conference so that you know how to draft your poster well. Also, you should remember that a poster should have your personality. Now, think the poster as an extension of your personality. Sometimes, in scientific collaboration often starts for reasons other than shared scientific interests, such as personal interest. For example, you may put a photo of you with a dog, for example, or you may put a photo, you have a jersey of a certain football club. A person will be interested probably with the other things which are not part of your field of interest, but you can start collaboration based on other things. Or someone may like only your photo and then you can start the conversation later, which will lead to the collaboration. So these are kind of the things that you need to take under consideration when you prepare your poster. One important thing that also is very important, it's spelling check. You have to review your poster again and again and again. But also, it's important, it's a good habit to share with your colleagues who can try to understand on the other point of view based on what you have prepared. Because we spent time to prepare this poster, since we know what we want to say, what we want to explain, sometimes we think that people can understand because we understand ourselves. So it's important to get the view from our colleagues based on what we have written before we share these posters in the larger audience. Finally, I would like to share personal experience on some things that can help to improve the poster. One is to make an impact during poster presentation. A presenter should learn a right presenter audience interaction, learn how to interact with people. Make sure you work to get a crowd being engaged, because if you manage to engage one viewer, he or she will attract others as well. Sometimes you may be in front of your poster and the people are passing by and show interest, but they're waiting for you to initiate, to break the ice. So don't wait for people to get your attention. Be active, be proactive, engage with people, make eye contact with visitors, try to explain, be active. This will help you to make an impact during poster presentation. Another important thing is make it easy for a conference attendee to contact you afterwards. Some of the few tips that you can use, for example, you can have a copy of relevant paper on hand, as well as copy of poster on standard size paper that you can give to people who come to your poster so that they can see it later. Because in most of the time in the conferences, we have 100 of posters and people like to go and see each and every posters that have been presented. If you have your poster on an A4 size, you can give people, they can read later, and since you have your information there, they can contact you later if they're interested. Make sure on the poster you have your email and other demographic information that are clearly displayed on your poster. Sometimes visitors are more likely to remember you than the content of your poster. So make sure people recognize and remember you. Try to be attentive, be open, be curious, be self-confident, but never arrogant and aggressive. About the e-poster. Now, since last year, the online conferences, Zoom meeting, and e-posters has become popular due to disease outbreak. Traditional conferences are not much preferred. So I would like us at the end to discuss and share our experience based on e-poster. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the University of Dar es Salaam, where I work, the Tanzanian Society of Human Genetics and Committee for this opportunity to allow me to share my experience with you. And also, I would like to thank all participants for your presence and attention. Thank you very much, and I would like to take any question if you have. But our moderator can continue with the brainstorming on the e-poster so that we can discuss. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein. That was a lively presentation, and I hope our participants got tips that will help them in designing posters for scientific conferences. And we hope after COVID eases, we can resume traveling and for scientific meetings and presenting posters. Are there any questions or comments regarding this training, this short training? You can raise your hand, you can type in the chat box. It can be a comment, it can be a question, you can share your experience, anything that is relevant to this training. Good luck. Jassy says, excellent presentation. Thank you. Are you all alive? Are you active? Comments, questions? Okay, I will ask a question. Who has ever done a virtual poster presentation? Like facilitators, moderators, anybody can answer this question. Who has ever done a virtual poster session? Oh, otherwise, who has not done a virtual poster session? You can type in the chat box. I don't want to be speaking alone. So like, who has never done a virtual poster presentation? So many more people have never done a virtual presentation. I hear from Gloria and Thomas, Deocles, never, Juma, or even Jimmy, Martha, Charles. So many people have never done a virtual poster session. We have a few minutes, like 15 minutes. I can share a few things about the virtual poster session that we are going to host. And in the hope, yes, also Juliet, Monica, they haven't presented. So if it's all right, we have 15 minutes. I can use 7 to 10 minutes of those to share a few tips on, I haven't done it myself, but I've seen it being done, and so I can share a few tips. And the first thing, it's so for virtual poster session, there are many platforms that can be used to host a virtual poster session. So, for example, when you use Zoom, we can decide to use Zoom for virtual poster sessions where we take turns to each share our posters. But one of the most common poster sessions I've seen is by Twitter, by using social media, by using Twitter, where everybody can share their posters and they use a certain hashtag to which will allow the organizers to then later trace the posters. And yeah, so when you say on Twitter, that means it's much wider audience can see your poster, but it requires a bit of experience, or at least to have seen it being done before. So let me see if I can share my screen. And what I will share is just the instructions that we have sent out for participation in the virtual poster session. And for all participants, they will receive certificates. And there will be 2 prizes for the most popular poster, but also for the best design. So you still have today and tomorrow to participate. If we need to add one more day, you can add Saturday, but you still have an opportunity to participate. So let me see if I can share. Okay, this is our LinkedIn page. Yeah. Okay, so these are the instructions. We didn't prepare per se a training, a presentation, but I hope we can do this. So these are the instructions for the virtual poster session. We have 2 documents with guidelines and a video actually, which shows how you can prepare a virtual poster. And in the video, there is a list of resources like templates you can download for preparing a virtual poster. So it's like a normal poster, but you customize it for presentation on, let's say, Twitter, on a digital platform. So these, you'll have to go through them yourselves. For people who register to participate in the poster session, we have sent out this information. But if you did not register and you'd like to participate now, or you'd like just to have this information, you can send us an email. And by the end of today, we'll send you these instructions. So you can read the first document, or you can watch the video. It's like 6 minutes, but you get the idea of what a virtual poster session is, and how to prepare one, and how to present one in Twitter, and whether you can download a template. Somebody asked whether we prefer for people to use the same template. No, anybody can use any template they can find anywhere, as long as the message is communicated. So there are a few examples of a virtual poster session. So let's click on the first one, for example. Yeah, I hope everybody can see. I have two devices so I can see myself. So this was somebody who was a resident doctor's account on 2018. Actually, they prepared a virtual poster on improving mental health for resident physicians in Canada, a qualitative and quantitative exploration of barriers. So it's just, they prepared like a poster, like an announcement or a business poster, but they used icons and images to present their main messages. And they provided a link to the conference, or you can add a link to the paper or to more results or to more information. So in the caption, right? This is the first one. The second one, another example, is like how we post something on Twitter. Many of us are very active on social media. So I believe our experience in social media, we can take it in science. So you create a post like this. So you prepare a poster, you can use the tips we have learned today to prepare a poster, and you screenshot and cut it in 4 pieces like this person, and you attach them as images. I believe I don't have to teach people how to use Twitter, most of us on social media, and you use a meaningful caption, and you can tag people, and you usually have a hashtag. So this is another simple way to present a virtual Twitter poster. We can look at the last example before. Yeah, so there is a popular format of posters, a template known as beta poster. And this person, Jessica, used the beta poster format to make a poster, and she posted it on Twitter as well. So you can post as one caption, or you can post as a thread. That is also an option, but there is a meaningful caption. For her, she put findings. Like, I found that white people direct more hostile and benevolent sexism towards Black women compared to white women. And in the middle of the poster are the main findings. Then the charts go to this side, and then there's the title, and then the background and things like that. So she used like a normal template for a poster, which you can download online for free, and put like a catchy short caption and posted this in the hashtags. So from these examples, I think you can get the idea of a virtual poster session. And for our session, we have very simple instructions. So it's open from today until 12, that is Saturday, I think. So you log into a Twitter account, so obviously you have to be on Twitter. You create the post or a thread. You can attach an image, a video, or a GIF. In the video, they show you how to create a GIF in the link provided above. And you add this hashtag. This is the most important part. So we are able to count your poster. You can add other hashtags, but this has to be there. Also, you have to tag us, Tanzania Society of Human Genetics, and this is the Twitter handle. You can tag other people, and then you post. You can interact with people in the comment section, and